I've got I want to say some standard-ish. I got a standard-ish kind of replay between a GM and a high-leveled Masters Rank 1 player, but let's go ahead and give both players their intro. Lower right-hand corner, spawning is the Protoss in the red trunks. We have Jogginghose. Upper left-hand corner, spawning is our Zerg in the blue trunks. I give you MaxFlo, Zazu. Now, something that kind of caught my attention about our red Protoss here, I just want to switch to him for just a moment. I'll go back to the details that I found on both players through Google. What I did was through basically a Google search on Jogginghose, I found his TeamLiquid.net stream. You know, I saw he's got over 26,000 channel views altogether. It's really not a bad number, but there it is. Good luck, have fun out for him. He's quite mannered. And at the time that I had actually downloaded this replay from, I'm trying to think here, from drop.sc, according to drop.sc, he was Grandmasters rank 26 on the EU server. Something that I really need to highlight is Dignitas Dream. I remember him telling me that he was Grandmasters rank 16. So if you want to use ladder as a kind of measurement for skill, then I want to say Jogginghose is really close to that. And I think he's, you know, he's really close to that pro level. I really want to see him go far. I want to see the next chance that he has to go to, say, DreamHack or the IEM World Champion, not World Championships per se, but no, definitely the next IEM event that'll take place in Europe. If he has a chance to compete there, I would definitely encourage him to take it. But back to the information I could find on Google from MaxFlo. He is a, you know, he's constantly registered with ESL, the ESL website, doing a lot of their online tournaments and things of that nature. You know, it's really, he's a slowly rising underdog. And the thing is, I just don't know anything about Jogginghose. He just belongs to a clan by the name of DR. We have a cybernetics core going down by him, and it looks like a second gas going down now, just about halfway through the, what do you call it, the cybernetics core finishing up. So I'm thinking that we're gonna see either a sentry opener or something about it would scream perhaps Stargate to me. I know that's a very common play versus Zerg these days on the ladder, and it looks like my SC2 client has entered a hiccup as I've clicked around here. Oh, and one more thing. I will be getting a piece of hardware in the mail today that is supposed to make my sound, like, you guys won't hear any more white noise. Let me just put it that way. Before I loaded this thing up today, other StarCraft news today, I had to load up, I had to download a patch before we came into this replay. But thankfully, I didn't have to rewind a patch. There really wasn't too much gameplay-wise that had changed. Basically, the biggest changes were that the mothership core is now integrated with the F2 key, and I'm trying to think here, what else? Okay, the mothership core was integrated with the F2 key, and now in order to kill destructible rocks, one must hit A and then move their unit onto it. They have to A move their army onto the rocks from now on. Just trying to clear up any confusion. It does look like that was a sentry quick expand. You know, if he has to, if for some reason we're gonna see a bunch of links getting cranked out for whatever reason, then he can basically force field his ramp. He'll be okay for a moment or two, and then he'll be able to cancel his Nexus. And, you know, basically save 300 from there, and then maybe throw down a couple of gateways to save himself. But right now, speaking of gateways, we actually have that tech being researched. I'm a little curious to see just what kind of tech path this is going to be taken into. And one thing that I noticed about Heart of the Swarm players is that for Protoss, we are increasingly seeing Gateway Cybernetics Core Expos. Looks like these lings are going to try and get in. Sentry and the Zealots shut that down. He's just going there making sure that the Nexus gets shut down, and it does. Or not the Nexus, but the Nexus actually goes down and stays down. And by down, I mean up. Lol. Alright, and behind this we see a Roachborn going down with the third at about the same time. Let's see here. 50 seconds behind, and finally we see the Stargate. You know, definitely not an unusual follow-up. I will say that much. Kind of expected. And I would actually tilt my head if I were to see, say, a Robo Bay opener, unless Jogginghose knew 100% for a fact that his opponent was going to go with a Roach opener like this one. Speaking of, he's about to have the chance to find out whether or not his opponent is going with a Roach opener or some other kind of a tech up. Phoenix just sitting here though, and that's just, you know, this isn't something that I would expect from a Grandmaster's rank 26 Protoss, really. It's almost as though he forgot it was a hallucination, and now he doesn't have any eyes on the most important tech that his opponent has right now. But meanwhile, we see that the sacrificial Emo Lord is going in. And basically, both players are playing blind now, to the best of my knowledge. Let me double check on this. Let me see here. Yes, they are blind. It actually seems that, you know, Zazu, Zazu, he's actually completely blind to this, but he's gonna try and break something down here with some roaches. First Void Ray is about to come out, followed up by Phoenix, and these roaches are just parked out here. And I'm thinking that once that Void Ray has the chance to activate its prismatic alignment on those roaches, we are gonna see, you know, a lot of roaches just absolutely melting. Here we go. Box of Pain going down for those roaches, and that's going to be a lot of resources that we won't see our Zerg getting back. Let's see just how much that's lost so far. Not even, I don't think there was a single sentry lost there. Now, I will have to apologize because my voice sounds just a little bit strange. Something is up with my sinuses, I don't know what. But I guess it's my cue to quit smoking, right? It's better for your health anyway. Real Phoenixes are out and on the map now, and it looks like they're going to deal with the Overlords and just assert their control over the skies. And behind this, it seems that we have a Spire going down for Zazu. Interesting choice, considering the only thing that can significantly deal with Void Rays in large numbers would be, I mean, out of that, probably be Mutas. But at the same time, Corruptors would be needed to deal with the Phoenixes, which are being cranked out non-stop. And the Void Ray can deal with the Phoenixes, no trouble. Excuse me, the Void Ray can deal with the Corruptors, no trouble. Small Roach Force moving out, just trying to keep Zazu contained, sort of. Beautiful force fields. They're not going to get back home anytime soon, and this is just going to result in mega losses for Zazu. You know, Box of Pain, it's not a beautiful thing to run into, that especially when you got your roaches aligned along a cliff here. 4 roaches out on the map to accompany those 2 roaches that are left and basically saw their brethren die in agony. Third base just getting started now for Jogginghose. And it looks like we have a robotics bay behind all of this, but the problem is, like, when exactly are we going to see the extended thermal lance? We also have a second forge coming down along with a Twilight Council. I think this is a play that Jogginghose is all but worked out in his head, you know, just almost perfectly. And it seems that we have Jogginghose just kind of hanging back on producing any more Phoenixes for now, and we can see why. You know, he's going into the main, he's getting a lot of kills on Overlords. And I think the best thing he can do right now is maybe try and pick up that Queen. Hydra's coming in. If he had picked up that Queen, it would have been a little too much trouble. But the Mutas here, oh my god. Look at that mineral line. 7 workers killed. And this Stalker Warpin is not enough to deal with these 12 Mutalisks. They're gonna keep on going to town on these probes. Poor guys, you know. It's like Great Probeton Massacre. Now, of course, the Mutas knew they weren't going to get a kill on the Nexus, but it wouldn't hurt to try, right? And these Phoenixes, I think these 4 Phoenixes can handle these Mutalisks no problem. They already automatically outrange them. Mutalisks only have a range of 3 in StarCraft 2, Heart of the Swarm. Meanwhile, Phoenixes by default have 5. So we can see perfectly. They also get a buff against light, which means, you know, we can just see perfectly why they would be the ideal unit to take care of Mutas. Is it possible for a single Phoenix to take down 5 mutas? I guess, but you have to micro it extremely well and make sure that you don't get out microed. You have to basically watch for your opponent's traps, and it looks like you know, you just basically have to have a kind of collision right there. It looks like the mutas are gonna join these. Oh my god, mutas are gonna join those Hydras over there, and they almost get a Phoenix. One extremely lucky single kill red HP Phoenix, and behind all of this we have Corruptors. So I want to say that just simply due to the fact that we saw, you know, Zazu go in there and get 18 probe kills earlier, it's definitely panning out for him, but at the same time this forces Jogginghose to use something that will kill these mutas, and just as we see that, you know, Jogginghose is getting ready to put down his 4th, the probe was taken down. This Zealot gets lifted up. Excuse me, that Changeling, that Zealot in disguise, that 007 Zergling, if you will. Alright. And now it seems that, you know, basically, Jogginghose is in a position that he doesn't want to be in right now. He's at 152 supply. He's throwing down his Dark Shrine. If he survives this upcoming attack, he would be in excellent shape to set up for a counterattack. If he could actually send some DTs in behind all this. His opponent, I don't think, has any detection. He does at the 3rd. The natural, he does not. The main, he does not either. And, that's the big engagement. I almost missed. The question is Jogginghose going to be able to hold here? His 138 supply to 170 something, but of course, 30 of that supply is actually reinforcements that are being produced right now. And it looks like we have Jogginghose holding for now. 20 Hydras on the way, and they're just straight up Hydras. That's the biggest problem I have with this. You know, I just don't see it really panning out for Zazu. Jogginghose really taking his 4th right now. You cannot stay on the same tech for more than one attack wave in StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm, guys. It's just not going to work out. Like, look at what we see here. The thing that we need to complement the current composition that we see coming from Zazu right now would be Swarm Hosts, of course. Maybe a few Hydras. I wouldn't say Roaches so much. Of course, there is one Immortal there to deal with it, and of course, this is really dangerous. If we see an Archon, or even if we see a Zerg that uses a Viper to yank 3 or 4 Archons into their main army, it's just going to get diced to mincemeat. And it looks like this poor DT is like, you know what, I want to join the Swarm. I want to group hug with you guys. And it didn't quite work out with him. He got past them after a moment or two. And it looks like we have this DT going in here. It's going to get a Queen kill. DT going into the main, no, not at all. Corruption going down on these Stalkers, and it looks like if we can see Jogginghose really get some kills here, it'll pan out for him. He's, you know, he got quite a few worker kills right there just now, and at the 3rd, he got 13 altogether. And it looks like we're going to have some kind of harassment going down in the main. There is a Warp Prism here, but we have to really see the micro pants get picked up, and here we go. Hive Tech is actually about to get stopped in the middle of its production. If not, we are going to see this Zerg barely hold against it, and it will be the, you know, just the most clutch hold I've ever seen in my life. Queen throwing down a Transfuse, got enough energy for another Transfuse, but this Overseer is going to finish up just in time to save the hatch. Excuse me, just in time to save the Hive in production. Now we have the main force of Jogginghose basically stuck out here. He has supply blocked Zazu, and looks like this 4th did fall behind all of that, unfortunately. You know, these are, oh my god, this Archon being the result of 2 DTs coming in here and successfully shutting down a base. It's just beautiful. It's really shaping up quite well for Jogginghose, but unfortunately this is actually working just a little bit to his detriment. His opponent actually already had 4 base, so basically this is one of those very rarely seen scenarios, I think, where we're gonna have a 4 base Zerg facing off against a 4 base Protoss. And this is not good. He just doesn't have the ideal composition to take care of all this. He's got 1 Archon, but it's kind of stuck huddled there and back. And I'm thinking that our Zerg is thinking that you know, he's probably got Colossi still somewhere and all of that, but I'm not sure what quite happened to those a few minutes ago. They got thrown around somewhere in a fight that I missed, probably. That can't be right. Okay, now here we go. It looks like the Phoenixes opting to be thrown away. But I'm telling you guys right now, you're better off going straight up Sky Toss than converting to basically all gateway units directly, you know, into a Remax. We do have High Templar coming into the mix as well. So we're going to see just how well this kind of pans out for Jogginghose. Jogginghose taking his 5th base behind all this, and it looks like Phoenixes were just now shut down. If we check the workers killed over the course of the game, it's 25 to 20, but of course that means nothing when your opponent still has a significant number of workers to back that up. We have Broodlords coming into the composition as well, and this looks like a rather unorthodox unit composition. I don't know how else to say it. Basically, that's the only word that I feel is suitable for it. Unorthodox. It just doesn't feel right. It's almost like this Zerg is walking into a trap, but... Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is this part of the... I'm so confused. There's a Xel'Naga Watchtower right here. Why isn't there a Xel'Naga Watchtower? Okay, this is Heart of the Swarm. Sorry, we have another Zealot harass going down. I got confused as hell, guys. I'm so sorry. The Hive has fallen, so if we don't see our Zerg careful with his tech structures, he's going to lose them. He's going to have to pull back to save them, and now we just see Zealots being thrown away blindly on Zazu, and Zazu's just going to basically be forced to all in with what he has here now. Otherwise, he's in a, you know, he's just in a huge loop of trouble. He's going to lose his tech structures, Greater Spire being the first of them. He's got Spawning Pool, he's got his Hydralisk Den to worry about. It looks like this is all just being targeted down one by one. Here we go. Zazu is just moving in. He's like, okay, I gotta move into this right now, otherwise I'm dead. And beautiful blink by Jogginghose. He knows that if he can kill these Broodlords, then he's got nothing else to worry about. There we go. And the DTs, oh, that's a hero-ish DT. And now we see one of the final Warpins coming in for Jogginghose. He's perfectly remaxed. He's okay. He's gonna be good to go in a relatively short amount of time. Static defenses are not going to finish up in here in time for Zazu at all. And now we see just, ouch, man. You would just see how Jogginghose basically metagamed his opponent out. Spawning Pool is going down, and now all that we see here that is out on the map and melting for Zazu is all that he has to fight with. His Roachworn was just destroyed. No. Everything except his Roachworn was just destroyed, and it looks like he was beaten in a rather dirty format. My god, guys, you know, this is really one of those games. Okay, so if you guys liked what you saw here, just go ahead and click on the follow button. This has been Breaker. I will see you guys next time. And remember, if you guys want me to cast a game of yours, just go ahead and maybe submit it to the Cast It forums of Reddit. I tend to browse that section of Reddit all the time looking for replays to cast. You can find it if you're just browsing the StarCraft section of Reddit. So, yeah. This has been Breaker. I'm hoping you guys enjoyed what I've done today. I'll see you guys next time.